What's up, everyone? It is your girl GELBEAUTY 87 here, aka Grace, and it's time for another favorite palette combination. So I haven't filmed one of these in a while, so I figured we could go ahead and try one out for, I guess this would consider winter spring edition. I don't know, girl, but I have these two palettes to start off with. So this is the, what is this, Stay With Me quad from Patrick Starr and Mac. When he did his spring collection, this is still my favorite collection from him, the spring collection. I think it was the best quads he came out with. And then I have my Pat McGrath quad from last year that I thought I had lost, but I had kept it in the box to do the favorite palette combinations and forgot about it. This is Passion Floor. So that's why it wasn't in the ranking video, because I could not figure out where it was. I had stuck it in a box in the corner, didn't realize it. A shout out to the packaging on that one, just because it's gorgeous. But I feel like both of these would be a nice combination to do, because as you can see, it has some of the lighter mauvier tones, and y'all know Pat McGrath has really nice shimmers. Not that the shimmers in here aren't nice, but it's like, you know, I want some depth to go with the look, so that's why I picked up this quad in particular to put these together, and I feel like it'll be a nice combination, because I can just see this purple on the outer V, that one in the crease, that dark purple toward the shimmer in the back, that shimmer toward the front, and just making a nice little combination of looks. So I definitely can't wait to put these together and see how they turn out. I'm happy when I get these videos done too, because it's like I can finally take my stuff home. I'm telling y'all, it just be sitting in a box in the corner. It's always like 5 or 7 boxes sitting around in the corner. So y'all know me, I'm always coming up with some new idea where I just, you know, haven't had time to film it, because I feel like there's only so much time, and I don't ever have enough time to film all the stuff I want to and still like have rest and be rejuvenated for the other things I have to do in life. So next two I have is the Juvia's Place, the Rebel Mints palette. Alongside this is the Unique Beauty Bubble Time quad. Like when I first saw this quint, I was just like, yes, I need it. It's gorgeous. And I feel like the mints in here will just play up with the colors in here quite nicely. So it'll give you some nice mints to go with the deeper tones in here. Because I feel like although these look lighter on camera, I feel like these could add a little bit more light to them. Lightness to them. So I definitely want to put both these together. I think they're stunning, and again, I can take it back home and do that, because I want to tell y'all about my ideas and some of the stuff you can look forward to on Instagram, because that's my purpose of doing this. Like, I be rushing to work one day and I'm like, oh, I can use one of my palette combinations. I told them about it, and then you can see the result on my Instagram. If you follow GELBEAUTY on 87 on Instagram, then you'll know. Occasionally I'll come over and film a video in the middle of the night, and then you'll get to see the look in action after I showed you all the palettes, which I think is fun as well. But generally I just do this just to show you all what I use in day-to-day life and what I plan on putting together for Instagram looks. So that's the purpose of these videos, and to inspire you if you have some of these and hadn't thought to combine them together. So next I have In the Limelight by ColourPop. Everybody said they really liked this. I just thought it was okay. I prefer the Tinkerbell palette more. I redid my Tinkerbell palette as well as this one to make them more to my liking, but this is the Glam Light Lava Cake palette. I feel like both of these will go together nicely, because I wanted a more green pink feel to this palette, and I made it, I feel like, a little bit more green than pink. So I feel like by adding this darker pink palette in, it'll give me more of those like pinkish tones I wanted to go with the green to make this palette nice. Not that it doesn't look nice that where I changed it, but I just feel like adding a little bit more pink to make it a little bit more fun for me. So I plan on doing both these, and I might do a video on it. I don't know, we'll see. I doubt it, because people don't really like the Hershey's collection, which I can't say I'm mad at them. I feel like the quality wasn't as great, but I still like some of the deeper shades in there, and it's not like it's really bad. It's just compared to some other qualities they have, like, you know, they have better quality, and that's why it's lacking to me. So, but I feel like both of these together will work nicely and make some nice looks. So I'm excited to see what I come up with those two. Those are going to stay here for right now, though. Next, I have these two palettes. Now, I changed out the Lock It Down palette. My friend bought the Lock It Down and another one that they had that was their holiday collection for 2020 or 2021, I want to say, at Ulta. And this is the Baroque palette. Now, y'all remember I redid both these palettes, but I feel like both these palettes together would make some really nice looks. So that's why I'm pairing them together. So as you can see, this is a nice pinkish purple one, and then you have these dark grays and pinks. So I feel like more of the pinks and purples in here, I could have a pink, purple, like deep grungy blue vibe of combined colors. So that's why I'm pairing both of these together, because I feel like they'll just make really nice looks overall. And this one by itself just makes a really nice look, because I did a look with it and you all said you really liked it. So I think I've done a look with this in the past, but that was a while ago. So I want to compare both these together just to see how they work out for me again. So got to take those home. So I can make those dream looks come true. Next one I have is these two. So I have the Lizzie McGuire What Dreams Are Made Of palette. If you all did not know, I was one of those kids who watched Lizzie McGuire. I loved Lizzie McGuire. Her name is Elizabeth, and that's why they call her Lizzie. If you all didn't know, my middle name is Elizabeth, so my name is Grace Elizabeth. But yeah, so I love this palette. I did take, I think, one shade out of here because I didn't like that orange like pressed glitter that was in here, so I moved it out. And then this is the Lily palette from Clarity Cosmetics. This is actually one of my favorite palettes from them. Like the pressed pigments in here, I mean the multi-chromes in here just look so good. The one is called You Grow Girl. The color on it is so stunning when it shifts. So I feel like both these palettes together will actually pair quite nicely, as you can see. Like this is the shade I was telling you all about that I'm absolutely obsessed with. Like it's turned my way and it's giving like a green, like blue look, but looking directly at you all it's orange. I've worn it a couple times in pictures and you all thought it looked really nice. Like I bought the smaller version though, so I'm actually going to use these as singles. I just brought this to show you that I'm going to pair it with this one. This one's going to stay here, and then the one I have at home I will be pairing with this one to make some very interesting looks, because I feel like I can definitely make some interesting looks. If you all remember, I paired this one I think with the Flower Pump or Angie's palette, and got a really nice look out of it. So I'm interested to see what I can come up with using it with something else, because this is a unique color story for sure that I really like. It's just I don't reach for it as much, but I do like it, so I plan on reaching for it more. I need to put this back in the container with the rest of the palettes where I make my eye looks. Well, not my eye look, but where I remake my eyeshadow palettes, because I have a whole section and like a whole trunk where I put all that stuff, so that way it's not sitting around with the rest of the stuff and I get confused, because sometimes there's so much stuff around here. I walk in the room like, what is this box for? Like, why is this even here? And then I have to remind myself later, or I remember later what it's actually for. That's what happens when you're like creative but you don't necessarily always organize it the best, or like label what the boxes are, because I'd have to constantly rechange the labels on boxes because I'm constantly trying to move stuff out and put new stuff in. So sorry on that little tangent, but I'm just looking at all these boxes around right now and I'm just like, oh. Next we have the Muse palette from Cosmic Brushes or Cosmic Beauty. I know people are calling them Cosmic Beauty now, but last time I checked their Instagram handle still said Cosmic Brushes, so that's why I just say both, because I'm like, I'm not sure which one it is as of right now. And next I have the Claws palette from Menagerie. Now I don't know what's going on with Menagerie. I think they only came out with one palette this year, and they've been doing a whole bunch of, one palette last year in 2023, and they've been coming out with a whole bunch of liquid shadows. Oh y'all, I almost thought I was gonna drop my Cosmic Brushes palette. I'm like, no. And then I ended up dropping the Claws palette. Now the funny story about this, if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. I ended up getting this in PR from the brand for free. So I had bought the Paws palette, but they ended up just throwing the Claws palette into my order, which I was grateful for. And I actually ended up liking this more than I did the Paws palette. The Paws palette is really good alternative to the Huda Beauty the Python palette. If you didn't get that, because I don't think they sell those anymore at Sephora, so you can pick that up, and it's literally like that's about the exact same color story, except you get colorful mattes in that one. But back to this one, I think this is definitely a unique color story. They have since changed this color story and made it like a little bit more safe and predictable. So I feel like this would just be a great addition to this palette. Cause see how I feel like when I sit it next to it, it looks like it's just an extension of the palette. And if you paired it with this one, I feel like some great looks could come out. So I'm definitely excited about putting this with this. Not that this one doesn't stand alone on its own. If anything, I feel like this is one of those palettes that has to be like a companion palette, just because it doesn't, you know, stand alone for me. I ended up making a decent look making it stand alone. I think I did like this shade on my outer V, and like this was the lid, and I think this was like my transition shade or something. So I made a halfway decent look. It's just if you're a person who likes depth in your palette, I feel like, and you don't want a brown, and this brown isn't even deep enough for my skin tone personally, that this is more of a companion palette for you. So that's why I will be pairing it with this one, because I definitely want to see what I can come up with that, aside from the fact that, you know, I just want to get used out of my collection, because a lot of times while I'll pair more than one palette together, it just sucks as a creator, because, you know, when you pair more than one palette together, sometimes brands don't want to like show it because they're showing another brand's product too, because you use another brand's along with theirs. So that's the only downside about doing these, which is why I don't do them that often. I usually just try to stick to one palette, but you know, like I still want to get used out of my collection. So sometimes I'm just like, oh well, if you don't put me or repost me because I used this palette and this palette, and it's just gonna have to be like that, because it's like I bought all this stuff to use, so I'm going to use it. Thank you so much. Okay, so the last set I have to talk about is these two. So I have the Douce palette from Juvia's Place and the Sickly Sweet palette from Blend Bunny. If you all remember, I was not really that big a fan of this palette. Like, I've made nicer looks with it since the first impression video I did. I had one look that I did that I really liked. that worked out for me nicely. But the first impression, I was not crazy about it. I still just think it's okay. Like, I feel like their sugar and grunge palette is better when it comes to pastels than this one, in my personal opinion. But I feel like this one might help me as far as like making looks with it, because I feel like it has some tones in here that I would like to pair with the tones in here, and these can be like my airbrush shades in here, the pastels in here, and these deeper tones that work better as my transition shades, and then the deeper out of V shades in there could work nicely. And since I don't necessarily like the fact that some of these shimmers are the shimmers you have to put on top of like shades in order to make them more pigmented, I could use the pigmented shimmers in here and that will work nicely. So that's the reason I want to put this one with this one. Now, I don't remember if you can get this one anymore or not, so just FYI, I don't know if you can still get the Douce palette, but since I had it, I figured I'd go ahead and pair it with this one, since I have both of them and I can do that. So just FYI, I don't think you can get Douce anymore. I don't 100% remember though, so don't quote me. Juvia's place likes to like bring things back randomly and get rid of stuff and all that. Like for the longest time they were saying the Tribe was on the waiting list, and then one day it just randomly popped back up. So they do stuff like that a lot. I can't promise you that this palette is going for good. It might come back, it might not, girl, I don't know. They be over there doing all types of stuff, I don't know. But I hope you all enjoyed this video and inspired you to kind of combine some of your palettes together and pick some palettes you feel like in your collection have similar color stories, so you can get more use out of your collection, especially if you're like me and have a giant collection. And even if you have a small collection, you just want to get more use out of it, I do these videos to help you with that as well. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.